What's going on, boys? I'm in Advantage and welcome to another NHL 22 video. As I always say, it feels amazing to finally be able to say that. In today's video, we're breaking down the NHL 22 gameplay trailer. But before we get into that, if you're not aware, I am giving away 2 X Factor editions for free of NHL 22 for both you and a friend. So go ahead and click right here if you haven't entered yet. It's free. And if you're already pre-ordered, you can always cancel your pre-order if you win. So best of luck to everybody that's entered, and thank you for all those that are participating. Without further ado, let's get right into the trailer breakdown.
Welcome to NHL 22, the first NHL game built on the Frostbite engine and powered by next-generation consoles PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. With the introduction of Superstar X Factors, the Frostbite engine, augmented reality UI, enhanced stick physics, and much more, the NHL franchise is delivering not only the best gameplay, but the best-looking game to date. This is breakthrough hockey.
For the first time ever, the Frostbite engine comes to the NHL franchise, bringing massive aesthetic upgrades to both current and next-generation consoles. With breakthrough visual detail in every hit, deep, and shot, improvements can be found on a macro and micro level, including atmospherics such as flares and snow. We've upgraded facial animations and likeness, even so far as to enhance the detail in eye movement and facial expressions that react to the changing environment and events around them. On top of that, detailed enhancements on both player models and game environments have been ramped up, giving both unique character and authenticity. This also includes micro details on uniforms, higher resolution ice, and 3D ice spray that interacts with the environment and can even spray on the camera during replays. Lastly, the physically based dynamic lighting system powered by the Frostbite engine unifies all elements within the game. Now, materials like cloth, visors, and helmets react realistically to light. Metal shines like metal. Glass reflects the game in real time, and ice glitters depending on the amount of stress caused by the action on the ice. With all these upgrades, NHL 22 makes every rink look and feel like the real deal, including a certain arena that will be hosting its first ever NHL contest this upcoming season.
Superstar X Factors is a game-changing gameplay advancement, inspired by the unique characteristics of the NHL's best talent that allows you to unleash signature player abilities and elevate the stars of the sport like never before. It's always been a goal of ours to differentiate star players from the rest of the league, and with the arrival of X Factors, you'll feel the special traits of each superstar through specialized gameplay mechanics and visual differentiation. We divided X Factors into 6 categories: shooting, skating, passing, hockey IQ, defense, and goaltending. The game features 29 different Superstar X Factor abilities assigned to players in 2 tiers: Premier Zone abilities and Secondary Superstar abilities. So whether it's Matthews' patent toe drag wrister, Seth Jones' uncanny ability to intercept pucks, or Vasilevsky's acrobatic robberies, you'll be able to recreate the league's most iconic abilities and use them to gain an edge over your opponent.
Makes a move in front. He scores!
Superstar X Factors span all positions and game modes, bringing a new layer of class-based strategy, differentiation, and authenticity.
Oh, what a hit! Those are the ones you feel in the morning.
Speaking of authenticity, we are now doing more with the stick physics to realistically simulate stick-on-stick and stick-on-body collisions. The end results are more accurately represented puck battles on both offense and defense. For instance, attacking players are now able to protect against a defender's stick and drive to the net with force. More outcomes are dictated by proper body positioning, which decides whether stick interactions get driven through or lead to penalty calls.
Our new augmented reality broadcast system animates on top of the action in real time throughout the game, including when one of your special abilities are performed to give you an understanding of its impact. When an exceptional highlight reel moment occurs, 3D graphics will appear over your player, letting you peacock against your opponent that much more. Also, the system injects information instantaneously to the game, helping you manage your strategy in real time without having to exit the game. These augmented, hyper-real moments elevate the broadcast quality, giving a modern, sleek look to gameplay, all while improving game flow speed, up to as much as 50%.
From visual improvements, play innovation, we set out to give NHL 22 a new look and feel for the new generation. The Frostbite engine, Superstar X Factors, and augmented reality graphics are set to deliver the greatest leap forward that the franchise has ever seen. This is breakthrough hockey. This is NHL 22.
So the first thing I want to talk about is animations. As you can see, when Matthews takes that shot, his shock and awe X factor actually will light up so you can see that it's engaged. And this is just a nice refresher, a nice change of pace to what we've seen in NHL 21. Sometimes those animations get stagnant, they get old, and the game just feels very repetitive and very slow. So we've never really seen anything like this on the ice in NHL. At least it's been a while since we've seen anything that's this extravagant. Hopefully it doesn't get too annoying. I don't think it will, but for now it's a nice change of pace, and these graphics look absolutely crisp, amazing, and pure. So I'm very excited and very happy that they brought in some new animations into the game. The graphics in NHL 22 are absolutely insane. The new Frostbite engine looks so pure. It's unbelievable, and at least for me, I remember getting excited about graphics in the early 2000s. I'd go to GameStop, I'd pick up the actual disc and the cover that it was in from a hard copy game, look at the back and see the pictures, and I'm like, oh, these graphics are sweet, these graphics are awesome. I normally don't get excited about graphics, but this new Frostbite engine, I mean, it's better than anything that we've ever seen in NHL. So I'm looking forward to seeing actually how it plays out. It looks good in the gameplay. It looks amazing in the trailer, per usual, but that is something that I'm stoked for, and I'm sure that you guys are as well. X Factors in NHL 22 are going to revolutionize how the game is played. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, it has a large enough impact where it's gonna get rid of some of the glitch goals and get rid of some of the annoying play styles that we always see, the cross creases, the glitch goals, everything in between, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how impactful these are. Now there's two layers to these. The first layer is going to be the zone ability. That's going to be the main, most impactful attribute that affects that player. The second is going to be the superstar abilities. And those are some abilities, as we can see here on the screen. It's in 6 different categories. Some players may possess both. Some players may have a list of different ones, as we can see here with Austin Matthews. So it's one of the things that I believe we're gonna have to adjust our play style to in-game, which is extremely important, but just as important, if not more, is the team building side, right? We've seen the synergies introduced to HUT over the years. This is going to add even another layer to that team build, and especially in Hockey Ultimate Team, I know a large part of the community, a large part of my following enjoys that just like I do. So that is something I'm extremely looking forward to, and also I'm gonna have to study up on because it is going to be intense. It looks like there's a lot of different moving parts with these X Factors. There's 20 plus different ones in all. So it's going to be something that really impacts the game, really impacts the team build, and hopefully that can add another layer to being competitive in the game and enjoying it. Now, don't judge me for this reference. Stick checking in NHL is like Goldilocks. It's either too hot, it's too cold, or it's just right. We've experienced NHLs over the years where stick checking, if you spam it, is completely broken. You can barely keep the puck on your stick if an opponent is spamming stick check. We've also seen the opposite, where if a player is stick checking, or you can stick check all you want, you're not able to get the puck off the opponent's stick. So I'm hoping that finally, after X amount of years, NHL has finally figured out the stick animations, and it seems like they have. They've separated the animation from the player and the stick, so there's 2 separate ones, and as we can see in this trailer, it looks like if you make the right decision with the stick, you're actually gonna take the puck off the opponent. If you make the wrong decision, a penalty is coming your way. So, fingers crossed, it actually plays that way. We will have to wait and see, but this could be a monumental change, just like everything else we've talked about, to how NHL 22 is going to be played. And last but not least, the cross crease, and that did rhyme. Now, this could be in a category with one of the other ones we talked about before, but it's so important that it deserves its own category. As we can see here, lining up Seth Jones in a slightly 2-on-1 situation, looks like if I'm playing D here, that's gonna be a goal 80% of the time. Now, I'm not terrible at NHL. I pride myself in being pretty good. I'm typically Division 1 over the years, but there's not much I can typically do, at least as it is right now in NHL 21 with the cross crease. So I'm hoping that with X Factors, this is a way to combat the overpowerness of the cross crease. Now, do I want it gone completely? No. I understand hockey. I've played hockey. I get it. Cross creases are part of the game, right? Scoring on one-timers, it's just the way that the game is played. And also, I'm not blind to the fact that it's a great way to score goals, and that's how a lot of goals are scored in reality, right? Now, that being said, in NHL, or in chel, I should say, it's one of those things where obviously, unless you're living under a rock, that's how almost all the goals are scored, especially when you get to those higher division levels. Players are just spamming the cross crease, and it's almost impossible to defend. You can have your player, your stick, right in the right area, and you're screwed. So, that being said, I'm hoping that at least the X factors can change that to the point where, hey, if I have a way, or if I have a defenseman, or even a whole defensive lineup for that matter, to defend against the cross crease with these particular X factors, then maybe that's something, again, from a team building standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, everything we've talked about previously, could really impact the game. So fingers crossed that's the case. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you'd like to see more NHL 22 content, make sure that you do subscribe. And if you do subscribe and want to enter yourself again in for our X Factor edition giveaway for both you and a friend, make sure you go ahead and click the video to watch and to enter. Thank you again, guys. I'm in Advantage, and I'll see you guys next time.